In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing the horror film Smile. Smile is directed by Parker Finn and is based off of the 2020 short film that he directed as well called Laura Hasn't Slept. The movie stars Sosie Bacon, Kevin Bacon, and Kira Sedgwick's daughter, and it tells the story of her character who plays a therapist at a hospital who witnesses a traumatic event that happened right in front of her eyes with one of her patients. From then on, everything just starts going and escalating into a interesting whirlwind. Now, going into this movie, I had really, really high expectations. And when I really have a high expectation for a film, especially for a horror film, I come out of it very, very disappointed. I will let you know now, I was not disappointed at all with this horror movie. The concept, the aspect of it is absolutely mind-blowing. I can see why Parker Finn turned this into a feature film. And the aspect of the performance by Sosie Bacon is unmatched and unimaginable. This horror film, I do want to say I want to categorize as a psychological horror film, as more so story-driven and story-based. It's really in your face. Once this traumatic event happens to the character of Dr. Rose Cotter, it escalates to a point where you don't understand what's happening. Is it mental health? Is it the absence of psychosis, being psycho, or mental health issues? They do touch on mental health a lot in this film, and I do want to say that now. It's pretty mental health straightforward. The aspect of it being that the character of Rose herself had a traumatic experience when she was young as well, which then you think, does that cause this certain thing? Well, I mean, the aspect of what this smile is, and if you've seen the trailer, basically, the patient comes to her saying she sees something, she doesn't know what it is, but it also takes the form of people you know or people you love. It's absolutely mind-blowing. The way the buildup is crazy and insane because there are, and I do want to say, there are jump scares in this, and where a scene is just a telephone rings or, the character of Rose Cotter opening a can of cat food for her cat Mustache, which was another shocking moment in the movie and very unexpected. But you do know, if you pay attention to horror movies, you know how the setup is with an animal. I'll just leave it at that. Sosie Bacon is really great in this film. She gives a dynamic performance from the character of being normal in a way in the beginning where she just deteriorates as the film goes on. We do see supernatural occurrences. They don't say really what this thing is. It's just a demon, so to speak, but they do show the demon, and it's very different than what you've seen before. As I'm watching this, this film is a mix of three horror films: The Ring, It Follows, and Lights Out. The Ring for its abscess of you have 4 to 5 days or a week to survive. It follows with, once this happened, it goes to you, and then Lights Out with the mental health storyline. So, I mean, Liz, it was great, and there are a lot of jump scares in this. I loved them. Everybody's like, oh, there's too many jump scares in a horror movie. No, this is the first horror movie I've seen that actually did it correctly. And when a horror movie does a jump scare correctly, it's mind-blowing and it's so uneasy with the tension. In my opinion, there is a scene in this that has the best jump scare in a horror movie, period, or maybe even of all time. And I'm saying that now in my review. It's very unexpected. You don't understand what's happening. And the dark tone that's with this film, it adds to that suspension of what is happening and what's going on. You yourself are trying to figure out everything. But the aspect of it being quiet and all of a sudden noise, and the interesting factor of, only her seeing this while you see what she's seeing, absolutely mind-blowing. Now, this movie is a slow burn, but the buildup is the payoff. And the aspect of the acting and everything is just right. The writing is great. The filmmaking, oh my goodness. The disillusion, the deterioration with the camera work of it being upside down. You see everything upside down. Instead of the sky being on top, the sky is on the bottom with the road at the... It's just immense. And Parker Finn, I feel like, did this in a way to give you that uneasiness of, what's happening, you don't know what's going on. There are certain scenes in this that are just traumatizing, it's unsettling, and it's really done absolutely phenomenal. I mean, uh, this is one of those horror movies where people will talk about it word of mouth, and this is one of those horror movies that in the past 10 years is probably a top 10 horror movie of all time, especially with the writing and how it's going to gain popularity. It's a great story. It's really focused on mental health issues, and you really have to open your eyes about that and what goes on, and if she's going through a traumatic experience because of what she witnessed when she was a young girl, and did that carry over to this, and how did that happen? I mean, the aspect of the demon or this monster creature was eye-opening as well, just when it shows itself. Oh, absolutely, absolutely insane. There are a lot of people that did not enjoy this film. Critics absolutely loved it. I loved it, and I'm hoping, but there's going to be probably a sequel to this movie, and it's going to be interesting to see how this continues in that realm of Smile. I mean, will you call it Smile 2 or Smile Returns? Like, there's so many ideas, and there's so many fresh new horror films coming out, and this is a fresh new take on a horror film that hasn't been seen in a really long time, just by taking certain things out of certain horror movies, like I said, like The Ring, It Follows, and Lights Out. You put that together, you put that in a blender, mix it up, you get Smile. Sosie Bacon is great, and she has solidified herself as a top new scream queen and a horror actor in the world of Hollywood right now. And I'm curious to see what happens and what she does next. For me, Smile gets 5 out of 5 stars. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Smile. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Was it an uneasy feeling for you when you watched this horror film? What parts were your favorites? What parts didn't you like? And did you think that certain aspects of it were not as good as you thought it would be? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. And also let me know what rating you would give Smile. And I'll see you all in the next review video. And thank you for tuning in.